All right. Welcome to Unemployable Podcast. It's a podcast. What do you think of that intro?
That was pretty solid. In case they didn't know what it was, they do now.
Yeah, I feel like it's humble. It's just exactly what it is. I'm not out there claiming any false promises about the best in the world or anything.
Just
That's
a podcast.
true.
Right?
Just a couple tattooers.
Keeps expectations low.
Exactly.
Under promise, over deliver.
Exactly.
What do you think?
Less is more.
I like that.
Cam, you're not going to welcome our guest?
Forgetting about me already.
What are you doing?
It almost tried to catch me.
All right. Zoom in on Cam, show all of his faults.
My rats.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of Unemployable Podcast. We have a very special guest with us today. Anna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. I never thought I'd be doing something like this.
Well, welcome.
Neither did we.
Yeah, you think I ever thought I'd be sitting here with this idiot?
You guys
Bring it
are like
on,
the
guests.
perfect freaking combo.
Oh, man. What does my life come to?
Yeah.
Do you ever think that? What does my life come to? Is it good or bad?
Dude, I wouldn't wake up this early to tattoo.
True.
It's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
It's not that early.
Bro.
It's like
I'm like an hour
3
away
in the
from you
afternoon.
guys.
Yeah.
so early,
Yeah.
like,
Thanks for the
what?
drive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Means a
like
lot.
2 minutes from the shop.
I figured.
I'm like 35. I'm pretty far, too.
I was like waking up extra early. I was like super paranoid. I was like, I don't want to be there late. I was like, I got here 30 minutes early.
No, it's good though. It's good to like settle in. There was one episode we did. I think it was in the beginning of the year that I woke up late, maybe like 15 minutes. I think I made coffee, forgot I made it, didn't drink it, walked my dog, came here, and I was like dead. You know what I mean? Give some time to wake up.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, sometimes happens when you're tattooing too. Like you get there, your client's already there. Like you're not even saying hi to anybody. You're just running straight to your client. Like, yo, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to get?
Yeah, and then I'll wake up like an hour into the tattoo.
Oh my
That ever
God.
happened to you? I'm like, yo, what have I been doing this whole time?
You're on autopilot putting the stencil on. And
Yeah, I'm
shit.
like, I should get some coffee, and then there's like an empty coffee cup. I'm like, I already drank coffee. We're off to a
One
bad
thing,
start.
like, not leave my house without having coffee.
Yeah,
Like I cannot. Like if I wake up and I don't have coffee, I'm just not functioning.
right.
Just not functioning right.
Right.
Like it's just I'd rather be late and have my coffee.
I think we have probably like 3 or 4 separate Starbucks orders arrive here. In
Yeah,
the
it's
span
kinda
of like
gross.
12 to 2
Wow.
o'clock.
That's not even counting like Uber Eats orders.
Yeah, it's just the Starbucks. It's
You
just
guys
the
are
coffee.
Not basic at all with Starbucks.
What's that?
You guys are not basic at all.
I'm a
with
Dunkin'
with
boy.
the Starbucks. Oh yeah.
Dunkin' boy.
I'm a Dunkin' boy.
Yeah. See, I'll like bring coffee, and as I like walk in with coffee, I'm like, "Did you order coffee yet?" You know, like just ready for the next.
I'm like that Cuban coffee,
Oh, it's so
Cuban
good.
crack.
Yeah.
You know, right in the morning.
So just a little bit, but it goes a long way.
So
Super
far.
strong.
I hate having to sip on something for too long.
It's so good, the Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
When I first came to Florida and I was introduced to it, I was like,
Bro, the
get
first time,
clean?
Flavor. Caffeine addiction. Hello.
the first time I tried that, I used to be like a waitress,
Yeah.
and I had a shot, and I just felt butterflies just run through my stomach, and I was like, whoa,
Like in a good way.
in the best way ever. I was like, I could do everything right now.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need?
Yeah, it's that sugar.
Yeah, it changed my life.
You ever drank so much caffeine or just had so much of the sugar caffeine in your body that like your hand won't stay still for tattooing?
So never tattooing. One time I was gonna quit my old job, and I happened to be drinking a colada, and I was so nervous and in my head that I just kept sipping it, and I ended up drinking the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that if you have a colada, it's like this big, and 5 people drank out of that.
Yeah.
You know, I drank the whole thing by
You
myself,
OD'd.
practically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had to go quit, so I was already super anxious. So
You're like Narcaning yourself.
So I was just up the roof, like I thought I was gonna die, telling the guy that I was not gonna come back to work. But never again. After that, I was like, all right, I gotta take a chill pill with that.
No more coladas.
Now I do like more like a cafecito con leche, you know,
Yeah.
add some milk to that.
Diluted a little
Diluted
bit.
a little bit.
You know? But yeah,
Red
love it.
Bulls are dangerous.
Yo, I had to stop with those.
Yo,
The last couple of weeks, I've been kind of like diving into the Red Bull because we don't have a colada maker shop right now. So I'm like, all right, what's the closest thing? Like, just go get a Red Bull. But the feeling is just not the same.
Well, because
Get
it's
the
like,
jitters.
but it's like easy.
It's super easy.
Yeah, it's like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
It's like
and it
cool.
tastes good.
Yeah.
Red Bull is the best one. Like, I don't know how people drink Monster, to be honest.
ooh,
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
that
Monster
dragon
lovers.
fruit Red Bull, the green one.
Yeah, but I would like there was a point a couple years ago where I was drinking like 3 or 4 of them a day,
Yo.
you know? And besides the fact that my heart was stopping once an hour, like I would go to tattoo and just like you, like 3RL, 3-round liner, super small needle. And then I look like, I was having a seizure.
Thank God that has never
And
happened.
I'd be like,
I'll be tripping.
challenge accepted.
Here we go.
I would be totally tripping. Like, the client's looking at me, like,
Right.
if I was shaking like that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that has not happened to me.
I mean, if you just play it cool, they're like, do you have cerebral palsy? And you're like, nah, it's cool.
Like, I do this all the time.
I mean, most of
Yeah.
the time where I'm like freaking out over a tattoo or a situation, like, I just feel like everything's so internal. I'm like, just be cool. Like, yeah, you're dying inside. You don't know. You don't know. I'm.
That's like half the
dying right
job,
now.
like poker facing it.
Yeah, just fake it to you.
Right.
Because I've had to
Fake it till
poker.
you make
I've had to
it.
poker face damn near every tattoo I've done so far. You know.
Right? Just like,
Just
how
kinda
long you
get
been doing
used to
this?
it.
10 years.
Yeah.
One. I just started
Cam,
yesterday.
just lie. That's the key to
I messed
tattooing.
I
is
messed
lying.
up a lot of that. People would ask me how long you've been tattooing. Like when I first started, and it's like 3 months, and they're like, they start to rethink their decision.
100%.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like if you're producing quality work, it's a double-edged sword. If you're producing quality work, it's almost like the younger or the least amount of time you've been tattooing, the more impressive it is to the artist. But the more, the more scary it
Sketchier
is for the client.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Right?
a long time I didn't want to like. So there was a long time that I was stuck at like 3 years. Like I had just started and I was sitting with
Yeah.
clients like 3 years.
3 years.
I was testing for 3 years. Then I made 3 years, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still at 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I met you 3 years ago. You were tattooing for 3 years.
Yeah, now I just made 3 years.
Yeah, there was one shop I worked at. They're like, anyone under 5 years, you've been tattooing 5 years.
Yeah.
That was like the thing.
It was good advice.
Yeah, it was like you're an apprentice, and then you're a 5-year tattooer, and then you're a 10-year tattooer.
Yeah, I feel like
'Cause
when
once,
you're an apprentice, you have to say your
once you got to like 6, 7, you're usually producing decent work, but you wanted to seem like good.
Yes.
Yeah, like
100%.
good for the amount of time. So
Like
even
5
when you were
years.
like 7, 8 years, you were still 5 years.
Yeah, because it's so impressive too. But nowadays, I feel like people are coming up so much faster. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I've only been tattooing for like 6 months. And they're coming up with like some crazy shit. I'm like, ugh. At 6
Yeah.
months, I was just like not anywhere near what people are pulling out now in 6 months, which is crazy. Super crazy.
Yeah, I see first year tattooers, and I'm like, what? It make me feel like I've done
Who
nothing.
are you?
Right, but
What are you going to be in 5 years
Yeah.
if that's your like 6 months?
Not all the time, but like most of the time, even if the artwork's there, like something else is lacking. So that's like what makes
It's
me
true.
a little nervous. Like if I were to get tattooed by like a first year, even a second year, because they lack the experience.
It's true.
So like, okay, if I'm getting tattooed by a first year tattooer, like what am I looking for? I'm looking at their setup. I'm looking if they're cross contaminating.
Yeah, 100%. That's a big one.
Right. I'm looking.
Underrated too, I feel like.
What's that? The hygiene and health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's super underrated.
Because I had this one apprentice years back that amazing work. Amazing. I mean, like, first 10 tattoos, like, winning awards at convention. Like, first ever.
Wow. That's freaking awesome, honestly.
Yo, but this dude, we would laugh. My old boss and I at the time, we would catch him tattooing and be like, yo, and he would like look up and he'd have like Vaseline on his glasses.
Oh my God.
You know, I mean, listen, dude's amazing tattooer now. We all have funny stories, early on, but it was like other things are lacking, right?
You know what's the worst thing ever? When they're done with the tattoo and they're going to clean the tattoo to take a picture and they're just clean with no gloves.
Yeah.
God, that's
What is that?
the worst.
You should get your hands cut off. You're not allowed to have them. You don't know how to use them.
Like, how do you think? And I was like, no, look, it's just a thick stack of napkins. Like, it's not
Yeah.
touching my hand. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, just one glove, bro.
I'm
Like,
tatting my boy. Yeah, don't matter.
He ain't got
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
He good. No Hep C or anything.
I love when the couples get tattooed and they're like, you could just use the same needle.
Oh, that
my
bugs me
God.
out.
Speaking of like cross contaminating,
Because like, you don't probably do much, but like I'll do like the walk-ins where it's like a couple, and like
Yeah.
I'll finish like the
what's
dude
the tattoo?
probably like a matching
King Queen.
king and queen,
Yeah.
ace and
Oh my God,
spade,
yeah.
you know, like infinity symbol, a letter.
Right.
And it's like you finish one of them, and the other person, like before you even finish cleaning, like hops in the chair and they're like, I'm ready. And you're
Right.
like, I need like 15, 20 minutes to clean this and set up for you.
Right,
So
like,
you
can
can
you chill?
go sit over there. But they're,
Yeah.
they're usually like, oh, don't worry about it. I know he's clean.
That's like the main reason I use the like bed cover. Like
I love that
the
bed
dental.
cover, yeah.
Because it like visibly shows that it's used. The
yeah.
chair.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
it's-
people
it
could
gets
leave
all
like
crinkly.
their oil on there or like
it gets
people be
slightly
walking
ripped
around with
up.
pieces
Yeah.
of it.
It's like toilet paper
Yeah.
stuff.
Because like back
Like,
in the,
especially if they're like doing like something where they have their shirt off and they get up and it's like
They're all
they have a
sweaty.
fucking cape. Yeah. Because there were times like where if I was doing an arm where it's like extended, it's off the bed. Like years ago, I just didn't wrap the bed because it's like cool,
Yeah.
nothing's really touching, whatever. But then you see it and it looks almost like a clean bed. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a black tattoo bed,
Yeah.
whatever, and the cover is like
you do like
stay the fuck
you know
away.
capicide everything before and after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think that's really funny because
Right.
I love putting the drape sheet on because I feel like it looks like a dentist's office.
That's the word I was looking for. Drape sheet.
You feel like you're like, I'm official now.
Yeah,
You're like, this is clean as shit.
Sit down on my blue sheet right now, like with light beaming.
When
at
you're
your
like
face.
getting it from the supply room, do you ever like put it on your back and run like it's a cape up to your?
Never done.
Yeah, me neither.
I have never
You
done.
just gave me an idea.
But
All
I
right.
love those.
Typically, we do an interview. I wanted to try something new today. Like we'll do like an intro.
Okay,
Typically, I want to do the intro like a job interview.
let's do it.
So this is a setup. You're trying to apply for a job to work for Cam. Hypothetically, obviously, you'd never
Okay.
want to work for Cam. I get it. Hypothetically. So Cam, Anna's coming in. Give her an interview, dude. I'll be your side host on the interview.
Okay.
You don't know her though,
I don't know. My first time meeting you.
Okay,
right?
All right.
sure.
So
Here
what's
for a job interview?
what's your name?
My name is Anna.
Do you go by any aliases? Or?
Yes, Anna Banana.
Cool. And that's your Instagram?
Yeah, Anna Banana Inc.
Wait, why in a banana?
Yeah.
Honestly, nobody ever called me Anna Banana until I put it
Potassium?
on my Instagram. Yeah,
It just kind of
and-
rhymed. and-
Yeah, so when I first opened up my Instagram, I put Anna Banana and it was like 185 after. And then when I started
185?
yeah, 185, super random.
Oh, no meaning attached.
No meaning attached to it.
All right.
And then as time went by and I started tattooing, I'm like, am I gonna create another Instagram? And then I started putting like Anna Inc. or like A Inc. I didn't really know something cool. I didn't
Yeah.
know what was cool. And then I was like,
185 wasn't cool.
not at all. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. What if I just put ink? And I just did it, and it turned out like Cash App didn't have it, Zelle doesn't have it, like
It was
was
the
available.
email. Yeah, it's like I should have patented it.
Yeah.
Anna Banana Ink. So it just stayed, and everybody loves it. Even though one time I had somebody be like, "Oh, I hit the mic."
It's okay.
One time there was like, "Oh, you should be more serious. Like you should have a more serious name." And
Who
I was
said
like,
that?
Nah, this other artist.
Um,
I'm not gonna say who, but he's very serious.
Their
So
name was probably too
Right.
serious.
yeah.
And how long have you
serious.
been rocking with that name now?
It's been like 7 years.
Nice.
As soon as I got the idea of tattooing, I was just like ink
Cool. Yeah.
it's fun to say.
Right.
And a banana.
And a banana.
and a banana.
Yeah, it is.
And a banana ink. But you
And a
don't know
banana
how hard it is
And a
for
banana
people to look me up on Instagram.
Because they're
Wow.
probably like Anna
They're like-
banana.
Yeah. It'd be like double N, like
Oh, because
Like-
they're illiterate.
so yeah. They're like Anna banana nana.
That's kind of like if you decided like you didn't want to tattoo stupid people.
Just be like, if you can't
That'd be cool.
you don't write my name.
If you can't-
cannot
Can't
get
find
tattooed.
it, you don't deserve it.
It's true. Yeah. That would definitely narrow it down.
So hard to find on Instagram. Not great. Not a great look. I'm just kidding.
You'd be surprised. It's like almost everybody.
What?
It's almost everybody.
Oh yeah,
struggling.
yeah. People. I'll be walking in the street. People are like Jonathan.
Yeah, you
I'm
get-
like, I'm gonna kill myself.
I've seen John Nelgon.
John Elgon.
that's a good
Yeah,
one.
whatever.
People say my last name wrong.
What?
I get the font.
Kim.
The font, like
We're doing
like
an
the
interview
font.com.
right now.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about your last name. What
care
are
a
the
little
questions
bit.
you
Literally.
have for our potential hire?
So prior work, like before
How long you been
tattooing?
tattooing?
I've been tattooing professionally for 5 years. Unprofessionally, 6.5.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Like another, you added like another year and a half.
Unprofessionally.
Like just,
What does unprofessionally mean?
I would say like as an apprentice.
Okay, never like a kitchen magician.
Oh, I was tattooing like on my bed with like freaking towel on it at one point. Like when I first started, like on my
Yeah.
stepdad and stuff.
Yeah.
And I look back at those and I'm like, you know what? The tattoo wasn't that bad, but damn that towel. Just I don't want to fuck up the bed sheet. You know what else am I gonna put?
I gotta sleep here later.
Yeah.
Tattoos in the house. No, just
Oh my God,
listen. I did
this
the
is
same
stuff.
thing. Yeah,
And like the craziest thing, it was like an eBay machine. Like my girl got me like this.
an
like,
eBay machine.
Yeah.
Oh, like from eBay.
Yeah.
This is
like,
prior to the
It was like
Amazon
a
days.
kit, to be honest, and it came with like 5 machines, and they all look super cool. They're all
No
super
gloves.
sucky. It comes with gloves.
Wow,
the whole
that's
thing
impressive.
Is like freaking full, and it's like $80.
Wow.
4 machines, or like 5 machines. You get gloves, inks. They're probably super expired, super bad for you.
Really bad.
The machines is like the needles going like.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, but you know.
If you drink
super
coffee,
happy.
it'll even it out, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Counterbalance.
Or make it even worse.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
If sorry.
No, it's
If
okay. Footsies.
what else do you want to know, Cam?
I was gonna say.
You've done a million interviews with like apprentices and people coming in.
You don't want to know if
What do
I'm
you
like
look for?
if I'd rather be a doorknob or a blade of glass.
Wow, this is embarrassing.
A blade of grass.
She's asking me the question.
I'm getting interviewed
It's like
now.
in Step Brothers.
Yeah, tell me, what would you rather be, a doorknob or a blade of grass?
Blade of grass, probably.
Why?
As a doorknob, you probably just get used and forgotten about. You know. You're
Good
just
answer.
like, the blade of grass. You're just
Okay.
like you're just floating in the wind,
You
enjoying
get
the
cut
vibe.
here and there, but you grow back.
Yeah.
Or a dog eats you and then throws you up.
Yeah.
Or takes a shit on you.
Or take your shit off.
Yeah.
Word. Cool.
That was actually something an interview asked me once.
In an interview?
Yeah.
Would you rather be a doorknob or a blade of glass?
Yeah, grass, yeah.
One time in an interview.
I know, I'd be tongue twisted right now with that.
What would you be?
Honestly, I was so in shock with I said grass. But I was just
Yeah.
like, what? He's like, just answer the question.
Whoa. He was
Is there some deeper meaning to this?
No, I was thinking some psychological
Yeah.
like answer to that or
Yeah.
something. Like, do you want to be stepped over or something? I don't really know. Maybe they were looking for that. I don't remember
You
if
want
I
to be
got hired.
stepped on or grabbed and twisted? They both suck.
Huh.
It was super interesting. It was the craziest like question, to be honest.
That's pretty wild. What were you?
It's a good question.
What were you interviewing for?
Dude, I think that might have been Red Lobster.
That's a plot twist.
As a buzzer
Yeah.
too.
I was about to say, they didn't ask you, would you rather be like a crab or a lobster?
They
were
like
just
never called you like I should have said doorknob.
I ended up working there for a little bit, and I wanted to be a server so bad, but they said I looked too serious, which is
You
kind of
looked too
crazy because I
serious?
feel like I'm like the opposite of that. But when I'm concentrated, I do one of these. So
pretty
then
good.
I'm like,
It's pretty good.
looks scary, I guess. I don't know.
You were too cool for
Yeah.
Red Lobster. I'm sorry.
100%. That was
So-
the worst thing ever.
Prior work history, Red Lobster.
Red Lobster,
What other have you worked at other
Walgreens,
shops?
and Taco Bell.
Walgreens. All right. T-Bell?
Taco Bell too.
Taco Bell was the shit.
You used to whip up the mean crunch wraps.
Oh, you
didn't
don't know, boy. I was actually making your soda and taking your order. What you want?
And where do you work now?
I'm at Sacred Eye Tattoos.
And
Been
that's
there
where
for
you-
like 5 years almost. This year I'll make 5 years there.
And is that where you apprenticed?
I started my apprenticeship there. Actually, I went through a couple of apprenticeships. I
Yeah.
started, it was this place called Tattoo Image in Hialeah. I was there for like a couple with this guy, but he was trying to charge me.
Oh, for the apprenticeship?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. I feel like it's more common up north, like New York, New Jersey.
Well, he was like a Colorado boy
Pennsylvania.
that was
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where.
Maybe on up north
Yeah,
in
he was
that
like a
coast.
Navy guy, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like, I don't remember how much he said, like $600 or something like that."
Oh,
So I
really?
could-
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't bad, but I was like,
But still.
Because
I
in,
was like 18, not
in
even
Jersey,
17
it's
and broke.
really common to charge 10 to 20 grand
That's
for an
just crazy.
apprenticeship.
But that's like the norm I've seen though.
So listen, I don't do that. But what I've seen from it and how it's been explained to me is typically these kids are kids, like 18, 19, whatever, starting out. They're choosing this over college, right?
I mean, it's
So
equivalent,
it's cheaper than college, let's say, unless you go to community or you got a scholarship, whatever. The mentor's taking time, out of their schedule.
Teach you a skill.
Right, and I see them end up being more like a job, like not like a 9 to 5, but like 5 days a week. Like when you're home, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I had my first apprenticeship was like that. Like I paid for it. It was really professional. It was cut and dry. Like you show up at this time, you leave at this time. You don't have to do anything over that. Just work hard when you're here, and like we're nice to you, or nicer. And then I did another one that was free, and we do the free ones here, but you're working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I appreciate that a little bit more too.
Which one?
The free one.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was paying this guy, and like, what if I didn't learn anything? You know what I mean? I just gave you my money. Yeah. And that was it, which technically I did.
Right.
I didn't pay all of it, but once I started, so I was working at Walgreens during the time, and then this guy comes in, he's a tattoo artist. That was my first mentor. He was like, "Oh, if somebody's like paying you, like charging you to learn, then they're not gonna really like a mentor. Like you need somebody who just really wants to teach you." And I'm like, "Okay, fuck that guy."
The revelation.
I was looking for a free one.
Yeah.
And that guy happened to be opening up a shop right next to my job, and I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna apprentice with this guy. I don't even know him. I don't even know if he's good, but I'm just gonna go over there."
It's free.
Yeah, right in front of my school too. I was like 17. And I was there for like a year. And right after school, I was like, all right, I'm going to take a year off. And I'm going to try to make it as a tattoo artist. If not, I'm going to go back to college because I didn't make it. So I was there. I didn't learn anything. I just learned how to play like D&D and like Magic.
Like life skills.
Totally life skills. Yeah, when I appreciate Stranger Things now because of it. But
nice. Yeah.
Cool hoodie.
Yeah, so once I left there, I went to college. I hated it. I was getting my associates in science. I was going to be like a paramedic, firefighter. They like tricked me into getting an associate's because like, oh, you're not going to get hired if you don't get an associate's.
As a firefighter.
And the thing is, I took dual enrollment in high school. I did like all the extra work, like after school. Like I'm skipped some freaking years in college. Lies. I started from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it sucked. I was like, I'm in high school all over again.
Right.
Like this freaking sucks.
Like school will never end. What's going on?
Literally. I remember I used to bother Gabriel so much. I already had my eyes set on like my favorite artist already, and I used to freaking text him all the time, like, "Yo, I love your work. I want to be just like you." No response. Emails, everything. Like I used to go to Alcoholic to get like $25 tattoos just to be like, "That's Gabriel."
Yeah. What's up?
That's Paul.
What's up?
Like Alcoholic was like the shizzles at the time, So I used to tell my mom, "Mom, I need to apprentice at Alcoholic, bro. Like, you want me to go to like Miami-Dade or you want me to go to Harvard?" Yeah. You want me to go to Harvard? I have to go to Alcoholic and apprentice over there. Thank God I didn't, because I was not a good apprentice. So I would have gotten fired or I would have left anyway.
I think that's the kind of drive you need. Like you should be borderline obsessed.
I was obsessed.
Right, because like if someone comes in here and they're like, "Yeah, I just think it'd be cool to tattoo. I don't really know anyone." Like, what? I'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here," Like if someone came in, they're like, "I know everything. I follow this. I spend like," and you can tell that they like spend all their time thinking about this. I mean, you're a step ahead.
Right. And I think he saw that. I think he saw how like freaking crazy I was, and he was just like, "All right, what do you want to learn? What do you want to know?" And I just started freaking like,
right.
I want to know everything. And then he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm opening up a shop if you want to be my apprentice." And I was like, "Bye college. I finished the semester.
Bye family. Bye everyone.
Yeah.
Bye life skills."
Yeah. And the craziest thing before that, like during the time that he told me to be his apprentice, I had flown somebody from Italy.
Okay.
That was my brother's friend. That was a tattoo artist, to come down so he could try to like find a way to stay here while he taught me. And I used my student returns that they give you. And it was like $800, and I bought his ticket. He stayed at my house. I got like a tattoo from him, learned just enough to continue tattooing in my house, like these little things. And that was so crazy to me too. I was just trying everything. So yeah.
You're gonna make it work no matter what.
Yeah. And I was with Gabriel for like 7 months into my apprenticeship. And it's funny because somebody there, his name is Fuzz, he used to tell me all the time, like, oh, you're going to have to leave after you're done with your apprenticeship because they're not going to see you as an apprentice. Like, as an artist, you're always going to be an apprentice.
Right.
And I was like, nah, that's not true. Well, it turned out that I ended up leaving the shop like midway because I was a shitty apprentice again. I was just doing whatever I wanted to do. I was 19, getting there late all the time. And I ended up going somewhere else. And I was with Alex Chung. I don't know if you guys heard of him.
Yep.
So I was there for another year. That was awesome. I was already tattooing. I started my apprenticeship all over again, which sucked. So I did like 3 years of an apprenticeship technically. But once I was done there, I was feeling that way. I was like, okay, like I'm still an apprentice here, like forever. So when I went back to Sacred, they were just like, here's all these big pieces, like get it, like you just got hired, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't, like I heard you say before, you already got hired. You don't need like the reassurance, like if you could do this, like we hired you for a reason. And after that, I started getting like that confidence, like that artist confidence to just go. And I'm so glad that I left and came back because it was just so fresh. So that was awesome. It was pretty good.
What do you think? Do you think one more question? Why should we hire you?
Why should we hire you?
Because I have my own clientele and I'm here on time. That's it.
And sick tats.
Yeah, sick tats. Sick tats.
Do you hire her?
I would.
You're gonna hire her?
I would.
I'm funny.
You're hired.
I could be funny sometimes.
Cam just hired you. When did she start?
Whenever.
Right now.
Right now.
I should
Right now.
hire you for being a blade of grass.
Yeah, that's
all I
kind of
needed.
weird.
That's all I needed. You were
now
hired.
I'm just
a long
like
time ago.
picturing Cam as a blade of grass.
Just flowing.
Just flowing with the wind.
I'm gonna start adding
Occasional dog
that
pee.
into questions. Maybe I'll make up my own version.
Yeah.
But
There's other ones. I know there's other ones people ask. I just
Are you a
can't think
tree
about it right
branch or a fence?
now. Yeah, it's like super weird questions like that.
yeah.
Depending on your answer is like, I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah, a lot of times like when we hire here, like I look at the work, we get an initial vibe, and then I'm just kind of like, come in for like 30 days and let's see how it is.
Yeah, like probation.
Yeah, just because, you know.
Sometimes they don't vibe, you know?
Right.
Sometimes everybody has so many different personalities. Sometimes you get a personality that would just kind of like not really fit in with everybody that you have around. But those people usually like find their way out before you even get to say anything.
Yeah, I'm usually more concerned about like because we have such a family here, and everyone vibes, and when we bring in a new person, like I want to make sure they fit with that, but more so that like all the other artists are okay with that person being here.
Yeah,
you know, and like my biggest fear is that the artists are gonna like offend the new person. Like it's like when like kids play and like you know you have the bad kid, you know, and you're like, all right, well, be careful.
like you're looking at them like interact with the one that might start something,
Right?
and then you're like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and it's usually good. And I think a lot of people come in and they kind of know the vibe. Just that like everyone's friendly and everyone's trying to make each other laugh, but sometimes it gets ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And just not take anything serious and whatever. It's a little more intense with the apprentices, like the interview. Because like my biggest thing we talked about is like what are you willing to do to become a great tattoo artist? And like is that even what you're trying to do? Like, are you trying to just become a tattoo artist, or are you trying to become like one of the best?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people want to become a tattoo artist because they see like fast money.
Yeah, or they think
And like
it's
to
cool.
be honest, like when you start, there's not a lot of money in it. So like they don't make it to the end of that apprenticeship because they're like, oh, I don't really see the money anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it's fine. Like if you are trying to come in and just become a tattoo artist, and maybe you don't know how far you want to take it. I'm just not looking for that. Like, because I can't relate to it. You know, like if I do anything, like I want to be the fucking best.
Yeah. 100%.
Or I at least want to give it like
You're all-
110%. And it's easier to relate with people that also feel like that. Like 100%. It was very obvious when Cam came in that he wanted to give 110%. You know, and he showed that through it's one thing to say it, but then it's another to show it through your actions. And like showing up, you know, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week.
Even when you're like not asked, just like wanting to be here.
Yeah.
So I remember that happened like a lot early in my apprenticeship. It's just, I just wanted to be here 7 days a week. I was like, why the fuck do I want to be home? Like, you just got this awesome opportunity. Like, just be here.
Yeah, when I used to like be like mopping the floors, I used to be like, well,
Yo.
this is better than like serving anybody at
Yeah,
like
that or it's like we close at 9, and as an
restaurant.
apprentice, like after everyone's gone, you have the ability to go, but it'd still be like, I'm gonna wait an hour to clean because now I'm just gonna clean when nobody's in the shop.
You'd
just
be
gonna
staying here
chill.
till like 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
drawing and chilling. Because there were some
lived here.
artists that were doing that.
But when you
I would
feel
be here till
comfortable
3
and
a.m.
you're like happy in the environment, that's like easy to do.
And I felt like I was producing better drawings just sitting here. Like if I like no one in the shop, like if I was sitting here or at home, like whatever I do here is gonna be cooler because you just feed off the energy of the shop. Yeah,
100%.
I feel like that's a big part of growing.
100%. That's also with like people that end up like tattooing by themselves at home. Sometimes it's just like get
You lose it.
stagnated. Yeah,
You
like
lose
you're
it.
not really like growing too much because you don't have that like healthy competition around you or like people
Yeah,
telling you
like,
like
You have
oh.
no comparison.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you end up getting a little stuck.
Yeah.
So-
I could never do that.
I could never do that either.
I could do it like
feed off
here
the
and there,
energy
but
100%.
yeah.
Like I need to be around. Like I to come like go to work and just be like,
Yeah.
yo, like
I like
say hi
all
to
the
some
like all the
people,
shit on the
like-
walls, like all just
Yeah.
the whole everything. You
I'm
know,
definitely
Cam's here for
not
the
a lone wolf.
decorations.
I'm here for the decorations.
Yeah, that's why he's a
Some pretty cool ones.
blade of
My
fucking
room's pretty
grass.
boring compared to the shop.
Oh man, yeah. I'd rather just have someone that can't get enough of the shop, and I need to monitor them in that sense. Like, yo, take a day off, you're gonna burn out, rather than like encouraging someone to be more involved.
That's true.
You know.
That's true.
And again, like, you know, I know some people, it's different. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying, like, I know the kind of person and mentor I am. Just like, and I tell everyone apprentice wise, like, yo, if you're looking to get into the industry, go find a mentor that has what you want. You know, if they produce good tattoos, if they do this style, you like how they maintain their personal life, you
Work
like how
ethic.
they do their marketing, you know, the work ethic, like those things, not just anyone, because that person is going to teach you to tattoo the way they tattoo.
It's true.
So if you
You're
don't
becoming
want
a
to,
reflection of that person.
yeah, like if you don't want to like work all the time and like try to become the best, give 110, like I'm not the mentor for you. And like, I know plenty of people that have created, you know, an amazing relaxed life with balance. Like I'll be the first one to be like, yo, my life's not really balanced. Some might consider it unhealthy, but this is how I roll and this is what works for me,
Facts.
you know?
Yeah, same thing with me. I'm just a bit of a workaholic, so I just try to work all the time. But when I take my vacations, I take my vacations. Like,
Yeah.
I don't pay with those.
Everyone needs them.
Well, people
Yeah,
like throw
100%.
that word around like workaholic. I just love it. Like I love tattooing. I love
It's
to be
true,
in the
yeah,
shop.
It's easy. It's like effortless, to be honest, to just come to work and make money off of it. Sometimes I can't believe I'm making money off of doodling on people, you know?
Yeah.
I'm doodling on it and I'm
Doodling
getting
on
paid
people.
for it.
Yeah.
I can't believe Cam's making money.
You're great, Kev. Like, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Your work is awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
like your Instagram, like the growth on your Instagram is just so good for the amount of time you've been in the industry that it's just like
I'm super grateful for it.
freaking awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see the interactions you get on your page and I'm like, damn.
Well, yo,
something to
that's
get
like
there.
that's part of being a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the one emphasis is like he majorly like puts on in your apprenticeship because I feel like to thrive in the industry we currently have, you have to have a social media presence.
Yeah, and that's a little hard for me sometimes too, like putting myself out there. That's why this that I'm doing
It's
is like
a
so
whole
new to me.
separate job.
Just
It's
putting my face out there like that. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get a little better at it because people want to see you. They want to
Yeah.
see what they're getting tattooed.
Yeah.
with.
tattoos are becoming more like personal. I feel like too, like clients,
100%.
client artist connections. You know, I feel like they're pretty important.
Like I have some clients that when I'm done with their sleeve, they're just like, "That's it, I'm done." Like
They're like, I can't
I'm not
come.
coming
I can't
back.
come see you anymore.
yeah, like it's over chilling with the crew. Like
Yeah.
they see our job so chill and like we watching movies all day.
It's
we're
awesome when your
smoking in the back
clients
with
like
our friends.
excited to come in.
Yeah,
like, yo,
they
I
see
love
we're all
the
like
crew.
eating shit,
Yeah.
and then they're involved, and they feel like they're kind of part of that environment. And like, not everybody gets to do or work in something they love. So when they see that, they just want to be so involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes like if I'm busy, that is my social life. You know, like
Some random
like this,
friends. We
when
put
I
them
get
in
to
shop,
like
be
random
honest.
clients.
not only like the artists in the shop who obviously are friends and we chill, but like clients. Like sometimes like the last couple months have just been busy getting things open, and I'm really, 6, sometimes 7 days a week working. So there's no time to go out at night. So if I see like my boys in the schedule, or even just a client that I become friends with because we've done so many sessions, like I'm excited. Like I'm chilling with my friend that day.
Especially when it's like this cool ass client that like just everything is like perfect, does everything just how you like it.
They're not
just like you
hard
see
to
them in the
work
schedule
with.
and you're like, oh yeah.
I need to tell you about Allegory's new Ultra Black. This stuff is dark, maybe even darker than my childhood. It is amazing for lining, shading, and even blackouts. And I know a thing or two about blacking out. You got to check this stuff out on allegoryinc.com. Use discount code unemployable for 20% off. Again, go to allegoryinc.com, check out their new Ultra Black, and use discount code unemployable for 20% off. Which is all that side stuff, whether you want to call it like vibe, like spirituality, like the emotions, the behind the scenes, like of the mind that plays in to the session and the end result of the tattoo.
I just feel like it's so crazy how that works. Like,
right.
Sometimes I feel crazy because maybe I'm just like, I smoke before all my tattoos. So then sometimes I'm just like over it, like feeling
Really?
everything that's happening. And I'm like, sometimes I feel like tattoos are almost like karma, karma's good and bad, So it's like when somebody comes in and you could tell when somebody's just like genuine and like just such a good freaking person, and like they're coming in to get a memorial piece for like their grandparents that just passed or something like that, and like that just transfers to the tattoos so much. Like you just feel it while you're tattooing it, and that tattoo ends up being like just like the best, and like you're so fulfilling, and like you're so happy to post it, and they leave so happy with it, and like it just feels so good.
Like the energy behind the tattoo.
Yeah, like all that energy. Yeah.
Which, like you said, it can go well or it can go bad.
Yeah. So people come in there and they're angry. Like they just come in angry. Like they just had like the worst morning possible. Like they ran over something or I don't even know. Like it's just something
Wrong
really
side
bad.
of the bed.
Has there ever been a time where you're like mid tattoo or even beginning a tattoo and like the vibe's off, the energy's bad, and you're either in like you stop or you just never tattoo that person again?
Well, there's cases where I don't want to continue.
Yeah.
But it's really rare for me to like turn you down because of whatever reason. Like you have to have done something like really bad for me to be like, I'm definitely not tattooing you again.
Right.
Which hasn't really happened to that point. I have had like clients like get to my nerves to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna finish the project we started, and like after that, like I'm gonna tell you I charge like $4,000. Like if you say yes, then let's go. Like I'll do whatever you want.
I'll
You
put
want whole
it,
tattoo, like I got you.
Yeah.
But no.
I get that.
Most times, they'll just be like, no, and then that's it. Just put them to the side. Or I'll recommend them to somebody else. Be like, look, this is what I do. Like I feel like maybe somebody else could like fit you a little better than I can.
Yeah.
Which is
or your
sometimes the
style.
best route
Yeah.
to take. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because if someone's like pissing me off, the tattoo is not going to come out as well.
no, 100% not.
Right. And
It's
like
both ways.
and I can't like mentally afford to when I produce a tattoo, I know it's not my best. It like destroys me. Sometimes for days.
I mean, yeah, 100%. You go home and like you have a picture of it, and like you're just constantly just looking at it, and you're just like, I fucking suck.
Yeah, and sometimes I just get these like it's rare, and like we continue to weed them out, but these like shitbag clients that I think just hate themselves and they're terrible to everyone around them, and they don't even realize it. And they're just annoying me the whole tattoo. Maybe like what they talk about. It's like a combination of things.
Of a lot of
And I'm just in the tattoo, and I'm like, I hope when you leave, you get hit by a car. Like for real. And
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
when
this.
the karma comes in. Like that's what I'm saying. Like those people have like this like bad like karmic debt, and like they're transferring over to this tattoo, and now they have that forever. You feel me? And it's not that it's a bad tattoo, but like you're doing the same thing. You're coming in with the same energy for everybody. Like you're not changing your recipe. You know what I mean? You're putting it on there, and the fact that it doesn't come out to its full potential is just like says a lot sometimes.
Right.
Because sometimes I feel really good. I'm like, I'm about to do something. And it's true about the conversations. Like, one time I said to this guy, like, he was talking about how he accidentally killed his dog by pulling on the leash too hard and like snapped his neck.
Wow.
And I'm a huge animal lover.
Yeah.
And like he was just saying like super nonchalant, like whatever, like I just killed my dog. Like that.
Yeah, it didn't seem like remorseful at all.
Yeah, and from the beginning, like the vibe was weird. Like I feel like he smelled weird. Like
Right.
I feel like the idea was actually pretty cool, but it just didn't turn out to be like that. And then every time I had to see him again, I was like, oh my god, I'm just doing this guy
dog
again.
killer.
Yeah,
dog
dude,
killer.
like that feeling, that's what I don't want. Oh my God, I got to see this guy again. Or I look at my schedule and he's tomorrow or she's tomorrow, and I'm like, this sucks. Tomorrow's going to suck. Like, I need to avoid that. It'll just
100%.
ruin everything. Yeah, whether it's like them saying something that you just like don't vibe with, or like, you know, I've had, I'm trying to think of like a time where I was like, yo, fuck this. Like they're like moving, or what gets me is like when it's like entitlement. Because I've had a client be like, listen, you do what I say, I'm paying for this. And then in front of the client, I'll turn to Seth and be like, never book them again. Because it's like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about?
wish
Like, this is a mutual
I could just
relationship.
talk like that.
This is a mutual
This one,
relationship.
yeah, never again.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
Yo, this motherfucker right here.
Yeah, like never put him in the schedule again.
Yeah.
No, because you've already broken it. Like we're not coming back from that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, like
Something
I
you
don't
could do
fucking
that's,
like you
gonna
anymore.
Come back.
And
yeah.
for me to feel inspired to like give you this amazing tattoo that like flows, like we need a win-win scenario. And what I mean by that is like, I think the idea is awesome. You think it's awesome. We come together and we win together. Yeah. When you've split the sides, because that's what it is. I'm a fucking human being, you know, and like I have emotions, I get pissed and whatever. And if you disrupt that, it plays into the artwork.
100%.
So if you're a client doing that, you're a fucking moron, or you don't care about the end product.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if you don't care about the end product, it doesn't matter if I never schedule you again. You can go to some other fucking tattoo
you end up wanting
artist.
to finish fast, and you find yourself rushing through the tattoo because you don't really want to like keep dealing with
You're
that.
just tired of sitting next to this
you're just
person.
over it from the beginning. you
Right.
know
And
what
like,
I mean?
listen, some people make mistakes, and like, I'm not saying like if a client makes one mistake, no, like I'll set in a boundary. I'm a fucking adult. Like, hey, listen, that's not going to fly. So if we can get away from that mentality and we can work together, we're cool. But if you like continue to do it and I'm tattooing you and like, I just fucking hate you. And every time, you know, it hurts, like I'm celebrating, like we're done. We're not going to create a positive thing. Yeah. Fuck you.
I'm about to pack this black with a 3.
Put some alcohol on you after.
Yeah. Or like whatever it is, like it just makes no sense. And then to talk about like the opposing situation, if you're like getting the tattoo done and you gave freedom and we came up and like we truly both thought this is a sick idea, and like during the tattoo you're like, yo, it's looking so fucking good.
Feels so good.
Yeah, and we're like laughing and they're like, hey, thank you so much. Yo, I thank my clients. I'm like, thank you for letting me do that. Like it's mutual, it's like equal. But like we need that on both sides.
100%.
That's the best. Those are the days I live for.
Yeah.
You think it's fucking sick. The client thinks it's sick. It was fun creating it together. That's it. And if it's not that, get the fuck out of my schedule.
Yeah. I've been blessed to have really good clients. And it's just like a handful of them that really give me a hard time. But I have like that one client that goes like beyond, like does absolutely everything. Like comes in with like breakfast already.
Donuts
He's like,
for the
what do you
shop.
want? And then after they're like, make sure to tell me when you're hungry. Like I got you.
Right,
like
right.
it's just like trying to take care of you and like that. And like when they do that, it's like you just want to do the same thing back.
I was about to say they get
You're
taken
like,
care of.
yo, no, I'm gonna buy dinner. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy. No, I'm gonna.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like everything just looks so good. It feels so good. You know, they tip you at the end, and you're like, oh, wow.
Can't wait to tattoo you
I
again.
just want to
you know?
freaking book you in tomorrow. Like, you want to do this again? Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that. And you just connect. And most of the time, these clients become your friends.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
And I end up I have gone to like Busch Gardens with my clients before. And like,
That's cool.
yeah, it's just really cool. It's really cool, honestly. You make so many like real connections, and those people are like your like top supporters too. Like they're the ones commenting on your page,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, showing all the love,
Sharing it
reposting
to their
you, You know, they're
stories,
super
yeah.
proud of their tattoos.
And there's a million ways to be a good client.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want people to think there's only one or two ways to do that. And I think the best way to figure out how to be a good client and how to be a good artist is just communicating.
Facts.
Because there'll be days like where I come in, and maybe you can relate to this too. Whatever's going on, I'm just in like a quiet mood, you know? And I've had clients be like, hey, like if you want to talk, like you talk. If you don't, like I'm going to let you steer the ship. And that is one of the coolest things a client can say to me. Because there are some times where I just want to focus on the tattoo, and I'm not like, I'm not really the headphone guy, because like I work off the energy in the room, and also, you know, I'm the boss. I have to take care of all the problems that happen, so I can't like shut off completely. But sometimes I just like to be quiet, and like that can produce a really amazing experience too. Maybe the client's just watching, you know, some TV. Maybe they work a lot, and this is kind of like a day off for them.
Mutual sometimes. You feel it. You feel it.
So it's just like communicating.
Sometimes you maybe just want to like start the session off a little bit quiet. You're like, hey, I just need maybe an hour or two to get in the groove, and then, you know, we're chilling. And like clients that respect that are.
Yo, what about when the client, have you had this when they start trashing the music that's being played in the shop?
I'm like, yo, put some fucking headphones in if you don't like it. Though.
They're like, what is this shit?
That doesn't really happen.
I listen to it every day.
What I've had happen, which is the worst thing ever for me, I get like secondhand embarrassment, and it's like when I give my client the aux, and they put a song.
That's
and
a risky
somebody in the
move.
shop is like, who the fuck put this shit on?
Yeah, and they're like this.
And I'm over here like,
I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, you're like, it's me.
As an artist, it's your responsibility to take the blame if you do that. You're like, it was me. I'm sorry, guys.
yo, I just sometimes don't know how to deal with that.
And then I look at the
get, like,
client.
stuck in the moment. Like,
We try to avoid giving the client talk sometimes.
Yeah, but if they do, as an artist, you take the blame, and then you look at the client,
disappointed,
and you're like, you owe me. This better reflect in my tip. No,
I just took a bullet for you.
Yeah. It's just like, this is your fault. This is your shitty thing. It's my fault for giving you the aux.
Way to ruin the vibe. Seth, never put him in the schedule again.
Don't book this dude again.
Yeah.
Shitty music.
That's crazy.
Let me guess. Blade of grass.
No, more like doorknob. That's so funny.
Dude's a doorknob,
That's true.
Kim, have you had a client yet that you're like, this is going to be pretty impossible to give my best work to this client because of how they are?
I still get I struggle to tattoo like older people.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's more like a skin thing
automatic.
sometimes.
What's like older to you, like 30 and above?
Yeah, 30 and above. I'm not saying like
super old
No,
people.
not saying like super old, but just people that are older than me in general.
Right.
I don't get
So
like that instant
anyone
respect.
that's in their 20s?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like anyone that's like outside of my age group, I do kind of struggle to find like the respect factor sometimes. Although it is there, like clients that respect your work and your tattoos, it's there, but it may not be like the same as like, you know, you guys are a little bit older, you know. Clients feel like they could probably step on me or control a little bit more when they get
Because you're a
tattooed.
little boy.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
No, I get it, man. And maybe you could, I mean, I think we all came into the industry pretty young.
Yeah.
You know, and you can second guess things because of your age.
Yeah, 100%. When it starts off, like, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's just a process. I feel like
I think
enjoy
confidence.
it.
Confidence is so key.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's
which I'm
just
learning.
like you said, fake it till you make it. And like in a way, it's like tattooing younger people. Like when I was younger, it was like, okay, like it's gonna be like a cheap tattoo because most times like you can't afford it.
Yeah, tattooing younger
You know
people
what I mean?
sucks too.
Like, tattooing somebody who's a little bit older, it may be a little bit difficult in some areas, but in a way, they're the ones that are like willing to put in the work and like
they're long term. They're down for like the
Yeah.
commitments and stuff like that.
And
Yeah.
I personally like having like longer projects. I'd rather be booked up with somebody who's like consistently coming back than having like new faces constantly.
Yeah.
Little bangers here and there. and stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather see one person like for 5 months straight. Like it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what to expect.
Yeah, you're kind of like securing more
Yeah,
that way too.
you get and
Locking in
like
a
honestly,
project.
sometimes like tattooing like the older folks, like the conversations you in the beginning are really like they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, you end
More
up learning
life
something.
experiences usually. Yeah.
So, and they want to get to know you more.
That's kind of something that's not talked about as much, and I'll even forget to talk about it with new people coming in is like, hey, one of the things you have to learn to be a good tattoo artist is how to hold a conversation.
100%.
right?
100%. Some people want to talk.
Yeah.
One time, I remember I was tattooing this guy from New York, and he was talking to me, but it seemed like we had a little like break. So I was like, all right, I'll put on my headphones. Lately, I've been working like awesome with my headphones, and I remember as soon as I put them on,
You have big ones, like
yeah,
it's
Noise
like fuck off.
canceling.
yeah, like
Yeah,
fuck off.
Not
for
like
real.
little earbuds. That look, fuck off.
Sometimes if my big ones go, I'll put it in those, but I don't like those because people don't see them.
Yeah.
And then they're still talking to me, and I'm like, what?
Dude, that happens. Yeah, at the gym that happens all the time. I have headphones, and usually I only do like one headphone. I don't know, and people will like come up and talk, and then I look over, and like now I've entered the sentence. They've already been talking.
Once you make eye contact,
Right,
over.
and you just got to pull them off and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I know you can't tell this by looking at me, but I'm not friendly." So.
Dude. I mean, I'll be scared as hell.
Anna's like, I'm scared now.
A little.
But yeah, the big fuck off headphones.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
I literally just got a pair for the convention. Like
Honestly, the best
specifically,
thing I could have done.
if they could even be bigger, that'd be better.
Yo,
Can
so
we, like-
far the best ones I've tried are the Apple ones.
That's what. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
perfect.
got.
That's just one.
Yeah.
I have right now Beats, but the other ones are just crazy.
The beats are a little heavy though, right? Or no?
They squeeze the fuck out of my head.
I like.
Well, you have a
I like the
huge
snug.
head.
Yeah, it is huge. Headphones never fit me properly.
Well, yeah, my gauges too.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah,
be because
yeah.
like they do like this.
Yeah, and
kind
the
of-
other ones are square, so
Yeah.
the ones you got are probably gonna be the best.
I gotta wear like wood because these like metal ones will dig into my neck and
You
create
don't
like
the silicone
ringworm.
ones?
What?
You don't like the silicone ones, or at that point you can't wear them.
I don't like silicone in my ear.
No,
I don't think it's good for your skin.
no, that's the best one I've. Like,
I know
the
they're
best reaction
comfortable.
I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think glass
100%.
is the best. Gold's pretty good
Like it's
with my
uncomfortable as
ears.
hell. Like
It's
if
like kind
somebody
of
calls
heavy.
me and like
Yeah.
you hear like
Or I'll wear like wood. Like I like
I
wood.
like the wood ones.
the
are
wood.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
But
haven't really explored. Well, I had one wood once. That was decent. I just feel like when it's like really hard, like to sleep too. Is like,
do you sleep with them in?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I take mine out and I fucking.
I feel like I take them off. Like I wake up in the morning and it's like already shrinking,
yeah.
and I hate that feeling.
You just hit them with like
Like,
vitamin E. Massage them.
pile oil.
Are we all right, Johnny, or do we need a break? Oh, gotcha. Fuck, what were we talking about? I got distracted
Yeah, me
with
too.
headphones and ears.
Headphones.
Clients. So I mean, in your first year, you really should take
No, I never have
everything.
headphones in with my clients.
That's not what I said though, but like you should take like every client.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I never. I try not to.
I remember. That guy when I put on my headphones looked at me and was like, "That's it? You're done?
Oh,
You're not.
wow.
You're not talking to me anymore." And I
Did you
was
feel
like-
awkward when you said that?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like took them off immediately, and I was like, no, bro, like they're dead anyway. I thought they were.
They're comfortable.
My ears were cold in Florida. Yeah.
So some people want to connect like that. They want to like. A lot of people see it as therapy. I don't see it as therapy. I see it as torture when I'm getting tattooed.
Yeah.
But the aftermath is the therapy for me.
Right.
But some people are there like, I need to relieve some pain. Like my life is shitty, and like I want to tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you touched on that a couple episodes ago. How we're also therapists.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I understand it because it's like we're together most of the time, like we're facing each other.
And you really get to know somebody.
So I've heard some artists like, oh, my client like won't shut the fuck up. And I get that. I get that as an artist.
It does slow
But
you down.
also, it's like, at least for me, and I think you too, like, I'm with one client all day for fucking 8 hours. They're allowed to talk. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
100%,
silence them
100%.
the whole time. So you learn to carry conversation.
I always have the same conversations too.
Yeah, whatever it is. And a lot of clients will like ask for advice or share personal stuff. I think that's cool. I think it plays into building the trust, and trust is the most important thing with your artist, I think.
True. I mean, they're trusting you with their skin.
Right.
Because their
Permanent.
biggest organ.
Yeah.
We're organ decorators.
That's 100% true.
Out here tatting organs and shit.
But and I think there's a responsibility that comes with that
100%.
that I didn't maybe take serious in the beginning, is because when you build that trust, like what does it do? It makes that person trust you. So they're going to put value on what you say and the advice you give. So in the last couple of years, if I did not know something or I didn't feel comfortable giving feedback, I'd just stick with, I don't know. Because I don't want to say something and then this person goes off and does it and whatever. Because I would make jokes all the time, like giving shitty advice. But then sometimes people would take it. Like they're like, oh, I'm really like struggling with, you know, my girl. Like, I know you're in a relationship. What should I do? And I'd be like, have you tried cheating?
I knew that was coming.
Right? And like, it's a joke, but you know, I don't fucking know.
Like,
but I'm not going to laugh.
A month later, they're like,
I'm not going to laugh.
No, I cheated on my girl.
Yeah.
I'm single.
And then, so it's working out great, I guess. You seem happier.
No more problems with your girl, huh?
Right. Another case solved.
Yeah, I try to be like a little bit like, just like neutral about anything.
You have to. Because you don't want to offend your client either. Because most
you
of the
stay
time,
neutral?
Yeah, I stay neutral. I put
You're
in
like
my
on
2
both sides of
cents.
it?
Yeah, but I try not to get too like deep into it. One, like, you might be trusting me right now, but I don't trust you too much.
This ain't a two-way street.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll stay neutral. Like, I'm gonna see it. If I see that you're straight up wrong, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, you're just so fucked up, like, right now. Like,
yeah.
Do you get that?
I'll try to stay like
Do you give advice?
No.
Could you imagine the
I'm like
advice Cam would
worse at
give?
giving advice to people. If you're asking me for advice, you're pretty down bad.
No one asks you for advice.
I mean, maybe here and there.
What do they ask?
Nothing I could think of off the top of my head. Because it's probably nothing important.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
I'll
to
get, like,
you,
people,
but maybe to them.
Like other younger artists will ask like advice about like becoming an apprentice or something like that.
I really
but no,
like this girl on Instagram. What should I message her?
that's like, you got to hit up Adrian for that advice.
Adrian knows how to slide.
Yeah.
So
You gotta,
no
like,
advice.
redirect.
But what do they talk to you about? Because it's mostly children that you're tattooing.
Yeah, a lot of people, at least that I tattoo, want to know
You tattoo kids? That's fucked up, dude.
They want to know how I got into it.
What do you get, Seth, to notarize it? All right, so like,
Don't notarize
like
anything.
young 20-year-olds you're tattooing.
A lot of them want to know how I got into tattooing.
How do I become famous on TikTok like you, Cam?
Like, how do I drop out of college and
Cheers,
have my
dummy.
parents not hate me? Like, how do I drop out of college and have my parents not hate me? Like, they're still going to hate you.
Oh, you just hit them with the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
How's
lie to
that been
people.
going with like conversating with clients and like learning how to keep the flow going? Has that been something you struggled with or no?
It was definitely a big struggle at first.
Because Cam tattoos in the back. I never like see him
Yeah, I saw
tattooing.
those stations.
Right.
Nice.
I'm not like just asking this for the camera. I'm actually curious like what the fuck he's doing back there.
It's been getting better. At first, I kind of struggled with it because doing the free tattoos, I only tattooed my boys and my friends. So you're comfortable tattooing these people.
Yeah.
So like when you first start to do like the walk-ins and you're tattooing people you don't know, it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm starting to catch the rhythm of it now. Like if it's a new client, I'll kind of be like, hey, here's my work, check it out. I like to do stuff like this. They kind of see like what I tattoo. They'll see like a lot of anime on my page, like Star Wars stuff. Like it's like a good conversation opener, kind of like style of stuff. Or dark, creepy stuff. They're into dark, creepy stuff. You know, we talk about scary movies. You just go off of like kind of, I need to lay like a base idea around something. I can't just start talking about something randomly. I struggle to do
Like
that.
give a theme to the conversation.
That helps me a
100%.
lot.
Yeah. Maybe for like people that are struggling with this and like want to learn,
Yeah.
like how did you practice it? And it sounds like
Find a topic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me, I've always found it hard to talk about like random things on the spot or like, oh, how was your week or something like that. Usually finding a topic that you both like is a good way to get a conversation that you bounce off of each other with.
Yes.
Yeah. Common ground.
Yeah.
Right. Because I know like my boys that come in that want to talk about cars, and it's like, all right, we talk about
We're
cars.
talking about cars today.
Yeah, or like people that want to talk about shoes. I mean,
you know,
I'll
I
talk
can talk
to
about
you.
shoes all day.
Yeah.
8 hours.
I hear
The
you.
whole
Yeah,
session.
usually I'd
Or-
be like, so what show are you watching?
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good
what
one,
shows-
too.
That's a
Big
great
one.
one. Yeah, what shows
some-
you watching right now?
What's your favorite one?
Yeah.
Talk about Breaking Bad. Let's go.
Yeah. Do you do like a cool test?
Huh?
You ever do like a cool test to your client to like see how cool they are?
Not really.
No, because I like to joke. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you hit them with the mild jokes at first.
yeah. I'll
Heat
just
up.
like throw in a mild joke, just like stick my toe in, and if they laugh, I'm like,
Yeah, I could
It's
throw a
gonna be a
joke
good
in,
day.
but it'll be like so bad, and I'll just be the only one laughing. It's like-
yeah,
Client didn't pass the vibe. They didn't pass the vibe check. That's why.
yeah. You gotta ease into it. Or
I hit him
whatever.
with a little wiggle. I'm
Yeah.
the kind of person that's like dancing all the time. So like once they see me like being super stupid and like
Yeah,
not so
drop the guard.
serious,
Drop the guard. Yeah.
they're like, okay.
I feel like
once I
getting-
do something stupid and funny like that, they're already like, okay.
I feel like getting
It could be
tattooed
cool.
by you would be like super relaxed, just off like
Oh,
your
yeah.
personality. Probably like super outgoing.
It's super chill. Like you could take as many breaks as you like. Don't overdo it, of course. People are like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna
but-
get mad at someone if they gotta use the bathroom. Like,
No,
yeah,
not
go
at
do
all.
what you gotta
Honestly,
do.
I think sometimes I'd be the one taking more breaks than them.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
Yeah.
all right,
Like, yo,
it's
you're
been 3
human.
hours. Like, I'm gonna take a smoke break.
Yeah, it's hard to sit still
I'll be
that long.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. And like, you have to rest your eyes and like look away and like come back with a fresh mind. You know, because sometimes like if you're just there for like 5 hours, just like looking at this piece, you just like, I feel like you should stop seeing at some point.
yeah. You need to take a step back to look at it.
Yeah, see it from a different angle. So, and I love taking breaks because usually, like, when we take like a smoke break, we'll be going to the back, and honestly, like the whole shop leaves.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a quick little like intermission between the day.
Yeah, and like we left like all the clients in the shop, which is super fun. They must
like-
be looking around like,
we do like 8 intermissions a
Remember
day.
Yeah.
There's always something
Yeah.
going on outside. Yeah.
yeah.
How often do you take breaks?
I don't know. You know, it varies. Lately, I've been trying to take less breaks
Yeah.
because then I find myself just being at the shop for like a ridiculous amount of time.
Right.
Which is fine sometimes, depending on the vibe of the client. But I've been trying to do like 3 max. Like I'll smoke right before I start the appointment. Later on, we'll take like a lunch break or like a dinner break, whatever, to eat something.
But will you take like little like 1-minute breaks in between those, or
Not
you're just
really.
like gloves on?
Yeah, gloves on for 3 hours. Like initially, like usually that's like I like to try to like do as much as I can the first time I sit down because I feel like it's where I have like the freshest eyes, like the freshest energy
Yeah.
going into it. So I try to stay there for a while. Once I find myself maybe like rushing an area a little bit, or
Yeah.
I look over and I'm like, okay, like I'm getting a little bored. Maybe like I was just like, all right, let's take a little break.
Yeah.
Take off my gloves off. I go check out what everybody else is doing.
Quick lap around the shop,
Or
yeah.
like, yeah. When I come back, it's like, oh shit, like we're starting again.
Right.
Like, let's go.
Right. How often do you take breaks?
Since I'm like starting, I usually take one every like hour or 2 hours. I'm still building my like
I
tattoo
was doing
stamina.
that,
Yeah.
but-
I try not to take, they won't be long breaks though. Like sometimes like I'll take a break and still not even like get up from my station. I'm just like, okay, I need to just sit back for 1 second, you know, maybe like readjust my reference picture. And then like 1 minute, we're right back into it. But just that like 1 minute break, you know, grab some water real quick, maybe put a
I
piece
get
of,
really thirsty.
I
Get some- go
get
get some
really
water.
dehydrated in tattooing. I don't know why. I have to like stop to drink some water.
Probably because you're soft.
Yeah.
I'll take one every hour.
Yeah, every hour.
Usually the first break I don't take for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then kind of every hour. But it's usually a 30-second to 1 minute break. Just stretching my back or like checking on everyone, like Kyla, making sure she's not just watching movies all day like a fucking loser. Make sure like things are running how they're supposed to. Also, I like to give that time, like client can see, you know, I'm stepping back for a sec if they want to take a break. Because sometimes they'll be like, yo, you mind if I go smoke? You mind if I hit the bathroom? And I'm like, yeah, go.
Yeah,
you
sometimes
know?
I appreciate it when they ask for the break because like I'm
Yeah.
feeling it too.
Yeah.
And the fact that you initiated it, like, now it's
You don't feel as bad about taking
Yeah.
a break.
I mean, yeah, I don't really care about that shit. Like, I've had the same session time for years, so I'm pretty aware of what I can accomplish. And I let them know that prior to the tattoo. I'm like, we're going to finish this today. Or I'm like,
Okay.
we're not going to finish this today.
Yeah,
So don't get your hopes
once
up.
I'm done with the stencil. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I could do that in one day, and then like they come in, they give me the idea, and like I finish the stencil. And I'm like, there is no freaking way I'm finishing this in
Yeah.
one day.
Like,
And
I
have to tell 'em-
yeah.
I have to tell them from the beginning.
Have you ever had where you maybe have like in your mind, like an hour left, you know you're not going to finish? Like I'll get it on this panel, this outer panel all the time. It's on a realism piece. It's hard for me to do this upper arm panel in one day for me.
It's impossible.
Right.
To me, like the artists that are doing it, you're doing the mostest.
Yeah. yeah. So usually I
like
get
in
like
there.
75% of it
Running.
done, right? Usually it's a day and a half for that outside panel, unless, you know, some more petite clients, whatever. So I'll be like 70% done and I'm on, you know, it's late. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm just going to get like, 5% more done because there's still 3-4 hours on this piece. And then the client looks over and they're like, yo, we're finishing this tonight, right? Have you gotten that?
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, I'm about to ruin your night.
And all I do, I literally.
Yeah, it's like, no, we're not fucking finishing this. Do you know how to do simple math? It took me 9 hours to get to this point, and we have almost half left, and it's 10 at night.
No, people don't see that. They're like, oh, and I hate when they're like, well, I'm off tomorrow. I could stay till like 4 a.m. if you need me to. I was like, yeah, but I'm not off.
I'm not off.
Yeah, you're like, wow,
Payments
that's
are
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay here. And
Because you don't have to come in till like 1.
And then you sacrifice the quality of whatever you're having next.
Yeah.
And they deserve to have the fresh shoe, like the client that you just had the fresh shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like everybody deserves that.
100%.
So, and like we're already working long hours. Like, you know what I mean? We're putting in work. You gotta, you just have to come back.
Yeah.
I usually already kind of know. I try to do back-to-back sessions as much as possible.
Yeah.
Lower the price. I don't care. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I would just prefer that 100%. It's just better for them. It's better for the picture. It's better for the healing. I feel like it's better for everything.
Every time I've had like a client do a back-to-back and it's not a ridiculous amount of space, because typically the back-to-back, like they're trying to go for this outside, which is, a lot. It's ambitious. If it's like Neo, sometimes I can get it done. Like I have been able to do that. But if it's like realism and I have more time, it's the best feeling in the world. Like if I have like 2 days on here to here or 2 days on here to here, it is going to be such an amazing piece.
Relaxing.
Yeah. But I also understand like, okay, then you're paying for 2 days. It is expensive. Like I understand those factors. And you and I were talking about, being 3-round liner artists and like using little techniques to speed up the process. Cause it is a slow process. Like I was telling you, I'll brush in my darks to get the texture of the 3RL, but then I'll use a bigger shader to go over for the dark parts just cause it's faster.
Yeah. So I've been I've been trying, I know I should be doing this.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that kind of puts like rules to it. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't use mag. Like it should just be all throughout.
Yeah.
But I know that I should probably start, whipping in the mag here and there. Just try things. Because at the end of the day, there are no rules.
Right.
Like it's art. Like the reason why we have these new styles is because somebody decided to break the rule. Like,
Good
you
point.
know what I mean? Because and it's crazy because my first apprenticeships were super traditional. Like they were traditional artists. You get me? They're like, oh no, you need to learn Sailor Jerry first. Like you need to freaking do like traditional pieces and it have to be done this way. And these are the only colors and these are the only lines. Like you have to use all these things and like it just kind of put you in a box.
Yeah.
And then slowly trying to break out of the box is like it could be so difficult. You get me? But it's just like there are no rules. No rules.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like try it. Like let's see what
The end
happens.
goal is just a good tattoo.
Yeah, because when I started with 3RL guys, like using a mag is cheating.
Exactly.
I see you fucking cheater. You're not real, you phony.
You're packing in the
Record them doing it. Look, mags. Yeah. But so, and I understand that, and there is still that part of me that's like, I want to complete this whole thing with one needle.
100%.
Which is ego, but
Have you ever had you have set down like, all right, you know how much it takes you to do a sleeve, and then you sell it. You don't really know what the person looks like. They come in and it's like a huge bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And I had that not so long ago, and I was like, dude, you have 3 forearms.
Yeah. Like your
3
arm is
sessions
as big
on
as
your
my
arm.
leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like he needs way more sessions.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard then to kind of tell these people like, yo.
But you have to, like, that's the first thing.
The first
I'm
thing I
like,
do.
yeah, listen, I didn't realize, like, you're in
Massive.
the Guinness Book of World Records for being a fucking giant.
Yeah.
But whatever I quoted you or Seth quoted you, it's double.
Yeah.
If we said 1 day for, each panel, it's going to be like 2 days.
Yeah, 100%.
And I try to, remind them of the positives. Like, we're going to get more detail in it.
You
It's
get
going to
more
be,
stuff, yeah.
it's going to be cooler. It's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be cooler,
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have spent so much time on, becoming this fucking big.
One time I was on this guy's leg and he took like 2 months to book the other appointment. So the tattoo was left like halfway through.
Yeah.
And when he came back, like, the dude put pumped so much iron, like it was like an
He
inch
got
bigger.
Holy shit.
And then I put on the the stencils. I save them. I like have a little folder where I keep all of them. And I was like, dude, like I have to resize this whole thing. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I had to like make it like an inch bigger. Try to like align it. That was crazy. That doesn't happen often though.
Yeah, people always ask me like, is the tattoo going to be affected if I change in size? Most of the time, the answer is no. Like, because I'll hear that excuse like, yeah, I'm going to get like my chest done, but like first I'm going to go to the gym, get it a little bigger and shit, you know? And I'm just like, first off,
like
you're never going to go to the
like,
gym.
I'm gonna freaking lose weight.
Second off, like you would have to double in size. And like for someone that's not going to the gym at all, and like, you know, yeah, I know it's January 1st and you set your New Year's resolution, but like you're going to be fine. You should just get it now, you know?
I also feel like it depends like how drastically they do it. Like
True.
If they should start like, I don't know, like injecting some crazy shit and they suddenly become the Hulk from like one day to the other. I feel like that does affect the tattoo.
But you have to get like way bigger.
Weight so fast.
Yeah, you gotta put like 100 pounds.
Bro, the
on.
only time like it's gonna affect it is if you literally double in size.
Yeah.
Maybe you're using steroids, whatever, you get stretch marks.
Yeah.
But really not.
Yeah,
so it's like,
rare.
Where are you gonna get stretch marks? You're gonna get them, you know, on the shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, you might get them armpit areas, some joint areas.
Shouldn't affect.
But you're gonna have to be running like a Hulk cycle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's very few and far between that I feel like, and you know, it'll be affected. Because we've even seen some close friends, you know, take the old road down, and it doesn't affect anything, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it's more so with like the weight loss. If you're doing such rapid weight loss that it affects the skin.
Yeah, it has to be really
like
rapid.
if you get like extra skin and stuff. Yeah, obviously it's on your skin. Like,
oh, but this is a tangent. Can we talk about your split tongue though? How was that?
we can talk about it.
Let's talk about that
can talk
because
about
it's interesting as hell to me. I know some people who've done it, and everybody has a different crazy story on how they split their tongue. And
I've
like,
noticed everyone has like a different story or feeling about it too.
So at the time I got it, a lot of people in the shop had it. So it was common to have.
Okay. So it's like normal for you to be like, I'm gonna get my tongue split.
In the setting, correct. Yeah. Never once ever was I like, I want my tongue split.
Yeah.
Or thought it was cool.
I think this is freaking like
ever.
ultimate.
And then like our boy was in town who travels all around the world doing body mods. Like he's very capable. And he was at the shop and he was like, yo, let me do something for you. And I was like, I don't really like want anything. You know, like I'm fine with all the body parts I was born with.
Yeah.
You don't have to take them from me. And he was like, you should split your tongue. And like a lot of guys was here. Tyler was working here. Tyler's got his tongue split. And they're like, yeah, you should do it like snake gang gang. You know, and I'm like, I don't care about the snake gang, you know, whatever. But I think there was kind of that like outside pressure. And at the time I had my tongue gauged.
Oh.
So my tongue was at like a 00.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was big boy. Just because I'm an idiot, not for any reason. I just kept playing with it and it would make it bigger and bigger, and I just kept making the jewelry bigger. And the body mod artist was like, yo, you already like have your tongue halfway split. He's like, let me just split it, and like there's a little bit of scar tissue in there. I'll take that out. I'll clean it up.
Crazy.
So that was kind of like, I was like, all right, like I won't have this stupid tongue piercing and I'll just split my tongue, whatever. I wasn't like excited to have my tongue split. If that make, I don't know. I was just like, whatever, neutral. I don't care. Yeah. I didn't think about it at all, honestly. I was just like, yeah, whatever, do it. So he does it, and like halfway through the procedure, I realized like
Did he numb it? Did he inject it with something to like numb it up? Or was it just like
No.
scalpel?
And halfway through the procedure, I was like, oh, I'm getting my tongue split. Like, I guess I didn't really think about it. And I was like, and then he's like almost done. He's like putting the stitches in, and I'm like, I wonder if this was a bad idea. Maybe I should have thought about this. It didn't really hurt though.
No? I heard it was
No.
terrible.
The healing is.
Well, yeah. So then then I'm done, and I have this like mouth full of tongue and stitches, and I'm like, this is probably going to be like really inconvenient, you know? And everyone's like, yeah, you're part of the snake gang, like you're a snake or whatever. And I was like, whatever, I'll just see you in the morning. And I remember I woke up in the middle of the night, like when all the numbness had gone away, and my tongue was so swollen that I couldn't close my mouth.
Oh my God.
And like there was like, I guess I was like drooling blood. So I had this like weird like dried blood on my cheek.
God.
And it was like all over my pillow. And I remember like waking up and like going in the mirror. You ever have like a mirror talk with yourself?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot.
You don't fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
So then, you know, it was like 3 days of like misery because like I couldn't eat. You know,
Soup,
yeah, you
maybe?
feel fucking gross, like, because your mouth's just all fucked up. It hurts. You're trying to, like, get ibuprofen, like, past the fucking tongue hill in your mouth. And it just, I don't know, just kind of miserable. Also, I didn't fucking prepare for it. I didn't take any days off. So, like, day 2, I was in here trying to tattoo.
Hell no.
Yeah, and I was tattooing. I remember, like, I look at my client. I was like, yo, if you let me reschedule this.
You mean like,
like I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I was like, if you let me reschedule this, I'll finish it for free. Like that's how miserable I was.
I bet.
So I went home and like, but it's weird because like it's not like sick where you're like tired and you feel like you got to sleep. You're just uncomfortable and your mouth hurts. So you're like home, like full of energy, like I can do shit, but you're like, I can't really do anything. Like I don't want to go in public. Like I can't fucking eat anything. I can't talk to anyone. I guess I'll just watch TV. You know, or whatever. Day 7, I could take the stitches out. By then, you're kind of used to just, you know, being suicidal. And that was freeing, literally, like to take the stitches out. And then I got through it. I kind of had like a lisp at first. That goes away. It just feels like you were born with it. Like your body adapts immediately. It's like as soon as the swelling's gone, it's like, cool, here's just your thing. And then it was done. And I was like, that was kind of annoying. Whatever, I guess it's split. It really hasn't done anything for me.
There's no difference.
There's not really like a benefit.
You can't scoop ice cream anymore with your tongue or something like that. Or
No. No, I had to like relearn how to
anymore, right?
whistle a little bit more. I don't know. I wrote it off. And then Seth was like, I want to get mine done. What do you think? And I'm like, I don't think you should do it. I think it's fucking stupid. And then he got it done. Yeah.
He loves his though.
Yeah, like in the beginning, it was cool to be like, you know, whatever. But then it's like, I don't know. You just like forget. And then your like lips are all fucking wet. You're like, what am I doing? I'm a fucking idiot. But it's really like people are like, oh, your tongue is split. That's cool. Or they're like, that's gross. You know?
I think it's pretty cool. But what does your dentist say about that?
He tells me every time I go, he's like, I can put that back together whenever you want. That's what he says.
Oh my God. I'm sure you split it and like cut it and then just together and then it'll just.
Cause I'll forget I have it and I'll like show up at like a new dentist. This happened like 2 years ago and the woman's like, whoa. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Like I forget how tattooed
I make bad decisions.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like people don't see my tattoos sometimes. Like, do I have my neck tatted? No.
Right.
Or sometimes it's just like, I feel like heavily tatted, especially if I go somewhere where there's like a bunch of old people or something like that. And I'm like, they're just like all looking at me like, oh, this liquid.
Yeah, or you have like so much shit done. They're like, what is that? And like you don't even know. You don't know
We're
what they're
usually
talking about.
dressed like absolute messes too.
Yeah.
Like never are we in formal clothes.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. I think that's really funny.
Do you have any questions about the tongue?
Probably won't do it.
Yeah.
Just the scoop, I guess.
I can't eat ice cream the same. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Gotta get a cold.
Some people are like obsessed with getting the split as long as possible, which
Yours is kind of small, right? Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. I've
But,
seen
like,
some
so-
that are like extremely
right.
split, like-
And a lot of times you go back for a second split, you know, because the regrowth on the heel, you know, and people are like, I want a really fucking long split. And I'm just like Seth was talked about doing that. I don't give a shit. Like I'm not going through that again. I don't fucking
Any other
care.
crazy thing you would do?
What?
Like any other crazy?
Some like I got my my coin slots
Those
done.
were cool.
I love them. They were easy. I was sleeping the next day. You know, it was fine. And like a lot of my experience with getting body mods, like if they cut something out of you, you eat it. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Yeah, a lot of
swallow
people
it.
haven't.
You eat it? You ate it? Did you eat it?
Yeah, of course I did.
God, no
swallow it,
way.
I'm not rude. Yeah, because they're like, yo, I don't want to throw a piece of your body in the trash. That's disrespectful. You should eat this.
Hell no.
Yeah. So
Wrap it in a fruit roll up.
I ate the shit out of
No
it. Or you like
way.
keep it.
Okay, I'd rather keep it.
But yeah, that's what we do.
Did Dizzy eat his ear?
Right.
Yeah, Dizzy ate his ear.
We had an artist that like
ate his
large
ear?
chunk.
Well, it like cut off part of his ear.
Yo, I never heard that before. I'm like shook.
That's why I brought it up.
I
It's not
thought
something
you
that's
eat
always
it.
talked
First time
about.
I heard that, I was like, but it does make sense.
Yeah. What else?
You don't
I'm
want to
trying
throw part of your body away.
mean,
You
that's
know.
The thumb spines are kind of cool, but I'm not really like thrilled with the thumb spine.
Like the implants, the silicone implants.
Yeah.
How about the eyes? The tattooed eyes.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
I'm not
for
fucking
me.
with my eyesight.
I just think about like picking up kids from school and the teachers calling the police. You know, like, here, I'm here to pick up my child, and the like.
Pick a Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can be like heavily like face tattooed, but the instant you do your eyeballs, you're like
you
alien.
become scary.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's cool.
It is really cool.
It is really
It's
cool.
Scary. 50-50 chance, I think. Right?
But it's just like I don't.
crazy. Odds.
Yeah, and then I don't know. For me, I think it's too much. But like, I'll see my boys get it done, and like Seth's mom has it done.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and I'm like, that's fucking sick.
I like when people do like the one eye.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Seth is. I feel like I know Seth.
Our manager.
My manager.
Like eagle tattoo.
Oh, okay.
He got his gooch tattooed.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was
And both his
like
cheeks.
a video that went around.
That's awesome.
Black nipples.
Yeah, so pretty much his whole front's blacked out.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
yeah,
some
the
extreme
tattoo,
shit.
the tattoo eyes thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit's
I'm good on that one.
yeah.
Me too. That's
Yeah.
really like. I guess like even some things like for example like when I got this done, it felt like a lot
Yeah.
for me.
Because it does come up just slightly.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And the thing is, I wanted to get this like here.
Yeah, you should.
And then I was like, nah, let me not do it. Let me put it
Nah,
there.
yeah, you should.
I should have. I thought I should have.
you should.
But you can always go back and do
I
it.
know. I always could extend it. But now I'm thinking like, the other day I had an expo like marker, and then I was like, what if I had something like sticking out right here? Like, how cool would that look?
Like Oscar does
Yeah.
like crazy kind of shit sticking
Yeah.
out. Like he did that shit.
I
on Katie.
love.
Yeah, like yours,
I
that's-
love
those-
the like. I like when people do the line thing. I like
probably
when it
wouldn't
comes
bring
up.
Like that. I'll probably bring like so it looks.
I like when it
have,
goes
like,
onto
a-
the lip. I think that shit's sick.
Yeah, that has to hurt so much.
Yeah, but it's quick. It's a
Yeah,
little
it's just
line.
a
It's like a
line.
finger banger.
Well,
Every
I heard
time I
like
get a
inner
tattoo,
lip
I'm
tattoos
like,
don't
oh,
hurt.
I gotta go get a tattoo.
Yeah.
But then I love the after.
Yeah, yeah. I
Unless
hate
I'm getting a
getting
tattoo
them.
with like Esco, I don't feel that at all.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm like, oh, it's terrible. Like, I got a tattoo
Yeah,
with
you got
Bolo. I
that
was like,
color.
yeah, I was
packing
like
and stuff,
fine
yeah.
for like the first 6 hours, but like the last 2 hours, I was just dying.
Color
Yeah,
packing is
fuck,
intense.
Yo, I was dying. I couldn't. believe it.
intense.
Like, I was
Yeah.
thinking about all the CBD. I
Yeah.
was like, knock me
Trying
out.
everything. Yeah.
Well, I gotta cut this off.
This was fun. I'm
This
really
was
glad I did
super
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Is there
I
anything
really
that wanted to
appreciate you
get
guys.
brought up beforehand?
Anything you wanted to touch on? Maybe get out to the people.
If I have to say anything, would be trust the process and love the process. To like, I know a lot of like new coming artists are gonna be watching this, and that is like the most precious thing. Like, just trust it. Everybody has a different process, and like, as long as you believe in it and you love it, you'll get there. You're just gonna get there, no matter how.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to the old heads?
To the old heads,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's hard. 'cause
scary
they're,
part.
they're gonna come at me. Honestly, they give the best advice, and like honestly, the old dogs that I know right now, they're doing awesome. Like, they're a lot more open than I feel like it used to be.
Sure.
They're so much willing to get like lessons and information now, which I think is great because it's so
Yeah.
hard to put your pride down once you've been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm really proud of all the old dogs I know right now.
Perfect.
They're kicking ass.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love being with them. They give just the best advice ever. To be
Mhm.
honest.
Well,
More than just
listen.
tattooing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in general, overall. There's so many things that go into tattooing outside of tattooing.
Yeah, I think everything, all advice given to a new person in the industry could be just as beneficial for an older person in the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
100%.
100%.
100.
Anna, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
for coming on
Appreciate
today.
Mm-hmm.
is
Kim,
awesome.
give us whatever sign off you want.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Unemployable Podcast. See you next week.